There's going to be a name for this process. This process is called completing the square. So my first job is to isolate x. So I want nothing but x's. Are you able to follow the way that I have isolated? The next step is going to be to complete the square. Notice I've got a 1 in front of the x squared. If I didn't have a 1 in front of the x squared, I would factor out whatever number there was until there was a 1 in front of the x squared. I want to drop this into a bracket that starts with an x and has a number after it. The entire thing is squared. The number that will go in here will be a 3. Would you notice the 3 is exactly half of the 6? That will always work. And if you think back to expanding things, that always does work. Now, the problem with this is you've now put in a number that was not there before. You've generated a 9 that didn't exist. So since you've made a 9, you need to add a 9 to the other side of the equation. Now, if you're not sure on that 9, come over and do some scratch work. I'm assuming everybody would know x plus 3 squared is x plus 3 times x plus 3, which is x times x plus 3 plus 3 times x plus 3, which is x squared, 3x, 3x, and a 9. The 6x you already had. The 9 was something that you made.
Hey, a question.
Yep.
Why couldn't you just left that other 9 over there?
Because that 9 was already there. So even though I added a 9, there's another 9 that came along.
But x squared plus 6x plus, oh.
So I made a 9 more than the 9s already had.
So just take the y plus 18?
So at this point, we now need to try and make it fit the form. So we can get the x plus 3, no problem there. We get minus y and 18, no problem there. Would you notice in the equation, there is not a negative in front of the letter? If I don't want to have a negative sign in front of that, I bring a negative out. Technically, it's called factoring. I don't think you guys like the word factoring. I think it means something different to you. So think of it as undistributed. So if you bring a negative out here, that will positive will change to a negative.
Yeah, but it hasn't changed yet.
Yes, it did. last thing you need is the 4 in front. I now have enough information that I can tell you lots about the parabola. Now, before you ever started, did you know that he was either a frowny face or a smiley face? Can you see this negative means he's going to be frowning? So when you've got a negative there, it's going to turn him into a frowny face parabola. So the information I have now is the vertice is at -3, +18. I know the focal distance. Yes.
Why did you change the signs?
Because they always change in the H and K.
Because it's minus 0, and it's plus 3, so it's negative 3.
That's a good way to think of it. You can also think that you're isolating it on the other side. So when it's next to the letter, it has to go to the other side to get solved. So the focal distance is -1/4. The LR distance is double that or a half. With that information, I can sketch the parabola. So on my parabola, I need to leave enough room that I can get -3 on the x-axis and +18 on the y.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How'd you get a 1/2 for LR?
I doubled.
Oh, okay, because it's 2p. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So when I sketch this guy, if we're going over 1, 2, 3 there, I'm going to have to go up a long ways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I love being able to do this, something I can't do on a board otherwise. Need more space. Let's make it bigger. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So my vertice is here. And I will come back and label him. My focal point is 1/4 of the way down. Little touch there, hardly see it. This distance is double like that. So when I label this point, that point is -3, 18. That point was -3, 17 and 3/4. At this point, was -2 1/2, 17 and 3/4. That point is -3 1/2, 17 and 3/4.